welcome to the Bare Metal Cybersysm Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the exam with focused explanations and practical context. Industry standards and frameworks are essential tools for building, evaluating, and sustaining effective information security programs. They provide structured guidance for how to design policies, select controls, and implement processes. Standards help align your organization with recognized best practices and ensure compliance with regulatory expectations. They improve consistency, support repeatability, and reduce guesswork and risk and control decisions. When used properly, frameworks also improve communication between technical teams, business leaders, and auditors, creating a common language for security. Frameworks enable benchmarking. They help you assess your current maturity, define improvement targets, and measure progress over time. External assurance is another key benefit. Auditors, regulators, and third-party partners often recognize and rely on these standards to validate that appropriate safeguards are in place. For CSM professionals, applying the right frameworks transforms governance from an abstract goal into a repeatable, scalable practice grounded in globally accepted models. Selecting the right framework starts with understanding your organization's unique context. Choose a framework that matches your industry, regulatory landscape, and organizational size. For example, a healthcare provider might select HIPAA as a core compliance framework, while a multinational corporation may choose ISO 27001 for its global reach and certifiability. Integration is also important. The framework must work with your existing systems, reporting processes, and workflows. A good fit simplifies adoption and increases the chances of success. Assess how detailed or prescriptive the framework needs to be. Some organizations require step-by-step control definitions, while others prefer a flexible structure that allows for innovation. If certification is a goal, choose a certifiable model like ISO 27001. If flexibility and adaptability are more important, NIST, CSF, or COBIT may be preferable. The right framework should reflect your maturity, your stakeholders' familiarity, and your ability to adopt and sustain the framework over time. Understanding the most common frameworks is essential for any CISM candidate. ISO/IEC 27001 is a certifiable standard that outlines the requirements for an information security management system, or ISSM. It emphasizes continuous improvement and risk-based control selection. The NIST Cybersecurity Framework, or CSF, is a flexible model built around 5 core functions: identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. It is widely used in both public and private sectors. COBIT is focused on governance and helps align IT activities with broader business goals. It is particularly strong in areas like accountability, performance measurement, and strategic alignment. The Center for Internet Security, or CIS Controls, provides a technical control set that is prioritized and focused on implementation. It's useful for organizations looking to quickly address common threats. Other sector-specific standards, such as PCI DSS, HIPAA, and NERC, are designed to meet legal and regulatory requirements for specific industries or use cases. Each of these frameworks maps well to the 4 CISM domains. In the governance domain, COBIT and ISO 27001 offer clear support through policy structure, decision rights, and oversight mechanisms. For risk management, both NIST SP 830 and ISO 27005 provide structured approaches to identifying, evaluating, and treating risk. In the program development domain, ISO controls and CIS benchmarks offer practical guidance for implementing security measures. For incident management, NIST 861 and ISO/IEC 2735 describe structured processes for response, recovery, and continuous improvement. Mapping frameworks to CISM domains ensures full coverage across all responsibilities and knowledge areas. Frameworks must often be customized to fit your organization. Tailor control sets based on your risk appetite, business priorities, and operational complexity. Use scoping to define which assets, business units, or geographies the framework will apply to. Frameworks are not all or nothing. Most organizations adopt core elements and adjust others to fit internal practices. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Integrate framework requirements into existing workflows. For example, map framework activities to current project management or procurement processes. Use internal terminology to support adoption and reduce confusion. Where a framework control is not implemented, document the reason, whether it's infeasible, out of scope, or replaced by a compensating control. Provide written justifications, roadmaps based on available resources and priority levels. Frameworks are strategic tools, not rigid checklists. Policies and procedures must reflect the selected framework. Policy documents should reference the framework explicitly to ensure alignment and demonstrate compliance. Use framework-aligned templates to define processes and controls. Clearly distinguish between mandatory and recommended practices. This helps staff understand what is required versus what is optional or aspirational. Maintain traceability between framework elements and internal documentation. This is important for audit preparation and internal consistency. As frameworks are updated, either due to new threats or regulatory changes, ensure that internal documents are revised as well. Policy reviews should include framework alignment as part of the evaluation checklist. Frameworks also support maturity assessments. Models such as COBIT maturity levels or CMMI-based scoring systems allow organizations to measure the current state of their program against best practices. Define both the current and target states for key control areas. This gap analysis helps prioritize improvement initiatives. It also supports strategic planning, investment decisions, and reporting to leadership. Maturity assessments help translate technical controls into business terms. For example, improving vulnerability management from reactive to proactive can be described in terms of risk reduction and compliance improvement. These assessments guide transformation initiatives and help align resources with the most pressing needs. Over time, maturity assessments help measure whether the organization is evolving as expected and where additional effort is needed. Compliance is a major driver for framework use. By aligning your program to frameworks, you can map controls directly to legal, contractual, and regulatory requirements. This simplifies audit preparation. Instead of creating new documentation for every audit, show how your existing framework maps to the requirements. This structured approach demonstrates due diligence and simplifies evidence collection. Framework alignment also helps reduce redundancy. By using a unified control set, organizations can avoid maintaining separate policies or checklists for each regulation. Many auditors and assessors are familiar with the major frameworks, making it easier to coordinate audits and respond to findings. When you align with recognized standards, you demonstrate that your program is based on more than internal opinion. It is grounded in industry best practice. Despite these benefits, challenges in adopting frameworks are common. Some organizations resist adoption due to perceived complexity or the fear of disrupting current operations. Others struggle to align frameworks with existing processes or tools. Without internal expertise, adoption may stall or produce limited value. Cross-functional collaboration is essential. Security leaders must engage IT, HR, legal, and business leaders early in the process. One common pitfall is overcommitting. Trying to implement every control in a large framework can overwhelm teams and dilute focus. Another risk is treating frameworks as static checklists. When frameworks are seen as compliance exercises rather than strategic tools, their value is lost. Implementation must be prioritized, justified, and continuously reviewed to maintain momentum and relevance. To maintain alignment and maximize impact, frameworks must evolve with your program. Periodically reassess whether your chosen frameworks still fit your business model and risk profile. Monitor changes in regulatory and threat environments to ensure your controls are still effective. Learn from incidents and audit findings. Use that information to refine processes and policies. Align framework reviews with governance cycles. If your board reviews risk strategy quarterly, include framework relevance in those discussions. Treat frameworks as strategic enablers. When integrated properly, they help streamline operations, support resilience, and align information security with business priorities. They are not one-time tools. They are dynamic assets that evolve with the program. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal CyberSysm Prepcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com.